Hello, I'm Giovanni Allegretti. I'm a professor at the University of Coimbra in Portugal, and I have been dealing with participatory budgeting since 1998, so it has been quite a long time in different continents and countries. And I'm very happy to be here and to address a small salutation to all of you, because I think the experience in Slovenia is quite interesting with PB. The number is growing, the trend shows a certain quality. There is a very important emphasis on the co-decision with people, which doesn't happen in all the countries. And here it looks like an element that distinguishes the model of participatory budgeting of Slovenian cities. And I'm very happy also of the progressive opening that you are having in different international platforms to show and discuss also your experience. I think that you spent some years elaborating your model and your stories, and now you're open to discuss it with others. And I have been here for some days in which I learned a lot on how other pre-existing participatory processes are entering in dialogue with the model of PB and transforming gradually. So I think that you reach a point in which you can look to other countries that are doing participatory budgeting, maybe from some year more, in a very in a perspective of mutual appraisal, because I think there are two big trends which are interesting in this moment in the planet. So maybe three. The first one is PB is being recognized as an important tool for intensifying democracy, in not only in municipalities and parishes, but also in other level of the state. For example, in Portugal, we have national governments participatory budgeting and regional governments participatory budgeting in the two archipelagos, so in the islands of Madeira and Azores Islands. But also, there are experiences of participatory budgeting in prisons, a lot of experiences in schools around the world, from the United States to Portugal, where there is even a legislation of the Ministry of Education for participatory budgeting in schools. And then even in other type of institutions like NGOs, for example, professional rank in Portugal, there are nurses and accountants that do participatory budgeting with their members in their associations. So the diversification of subjects doing PB is the first trend. The second trend is the hybridization of PB with other processes under a systemic vision. So many cities are gradually creating what they call system of participation. That means a coordinated space where different processes of participation related with spatial planning, with participatory budgeting, with the kids participation, with the healthcare participation, they are dialoguing together. Okay, so the people are crossing and moving from a process to the other. And the third trend, it's also important, and is the trend of construction, gradual construction of regulatory framework that incentivize PB. That means that there are, for example, in Italy, there have been 5 regions out of 20. They have laws to incentivize participation, and there are 2 laws specifically concentrated on participatory budgeting in Lazio region and in Sicily. And they help to value the experiences that exist, but also to reward them, allowing them to add cumulative modules to the process so that they can grow up. and improve their quality. And in many cases, for example, in the case of Sicily, these laws that grant some co-funding to participatory budgeting are also committed on monitoring. And monitoring is done by civil society association and groups. So is something built with the citizen at the center that is being evaluated and monitored by citizens themselves. So I think we are in a worldwide moment, which is very interesting. As you possibly know, we are calculating that in this moment there are around 12,000 participatory budgeting around the world, and not only municipalities, but you are a country that is growing, and I think that these three dynamics that are developing around the world will be part of your experience also. And I wish you a fruitful conference and a possibility of discussing deeply and interchanging suggestion and curiosity about this experience, which is not only a civic experience, is a human experience in which people change, contacting the other, dialoguing on important issue of our quality of life. I think that after 1.5 years of COVID, we lost a little bit the capacity to interrelate us with the others. And so we need spaces where people could dialogue, could fight with enthusiasm around the priorities of our life. And so I thank you for this invitation, and I hope and I'm sure that this conference will be very inspiring for many of you. Thank you very much indeed.